He's not really my grandfather. He's more like my grand uncle. He was the brother of my actual grandfather, but my grandfather had died before I was old enough to remember him. My granduncle had a failing heart, and he had been in and out of surgery with his pacemaker a number of times. He's always recovered. The last time I saw him was in hospital, about 3 days before he actually died. He handed me a book. He pressed it into my palms and urged me to please burn it. Don't read what's inside, he said. But if you do, please know that I have learned a lot since then. And I've only kept the book to remind myself of the sins that I have made, so I would never fall back into that kind of darkness. I didn't burn the book at the time. I thought he still might get better. Have a few good more years in him. Might ask for it back. I ended up putting it into my shirt drawer and I forgot about it. About 8 months later, I was having a particularly bad day. I was in a meeting at work and our newest contract that I had been working really hard on had fallen through. My boss was really angry about it. He was giving me so much grief and I was already exhausted. I had just finished moving into the house that I inherited. Gramps gave it to me. I loved this house growing up. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with a wooden deck that went all the way around the outside. These little stairs that went down into the back garden, and within the spring and the summer, especially during sunset, there was just this wonderful warm vanilla smell throughout the whole area. My grandfather was heavily into gardening. He won rose competitions. That evening when I got home, I poured myself a glass of scotch. I'm not a big drinker. I live alone. I just plan to have a few drinks and have some games of Call of Duty to blow off that day's steam. About 4 drinks in and a couple of wins. Even more losses. I was too energetic and I spilt some of my drink on my shirt. I went to my shirt drawer to grab a new one and I accidentally pulled the whole drawer out. I just used a little bit too much power, pulled out the whole thing. I might be slightly drunk, I thought to myself. All of my shirts are now scattered over the floor. I saw the book and I instantly remembered what it was. When I was moving house, I was incredibly lazy. Instead of unpacking the drawers, I just used duct tape to tape them shut and moved it just as it was. So here I was, on the floor, shirts scattered all around me, the book in my hands. It wasn't anything special, just some dark blue covered diary book, old and worn. Dark yellow pages like it had been read many times previously. So I opened it and I started to read. And it began like this. First entry. This is the 3rd time I have seen her in my grocery store. I don't know her name, but I will find out. Since last week, she's been appearing in my dreams almost every night. It's happening so regularly, I think maybe she's doing it on purpose. My dream walker. Today she purchased milk, bread. She smelled so strongly of vanilla. Maybe she's a baker. I want to gain courage and ask her for her name. After reading the first entry, I wasn't concerned, not in the slightest. I thought this would turn out to be some romantic, unrequited love story. I suddenly realized that this would give me the answers that I've always been curious about. Why Gramps never married. So I read on. Second entry. I saw her again today. I noticed she pulled up in a red Ford sedan. It looked relatively new. From her clothing and her hair, I might be wrong about her being a baker. I assume she works in some office building. I still haven't gained the confidence to talk to her really apart from greeting her at the counter. asking her how her day has been. She seemed more exhausted today. Maybe because it's Friday. She's purchasing some eggs, some milk, and some bananas. A strange collection of goods. Maybe she's making some banana bread. Maybe she is really a baker after all and it's just a hobby. She always smells so good. Third entry. I was starting to get concerned. She hadn't been in all week and today was already a Thursday. I was not on the register today. I was stocking shelves. So I took the chance to watch her walk the aisles and see how her browsing experience was going. I think it must have been another hard week since she ended up getting a bottle of wine and a single TV dinner. I instantly felt relief when it was just a single TV dinner that she grabbed. I guess that means she's eating alone. Fourth entry. I've had a lot of luck today. She came in and I was on the register and she purchased another bottle of wine. Merlot. Red, like the lipstick that she wears. She's obviously not underage, but I asked her for a proof of age card anyway. Her name is Amanda, and she lives just down the road. I know her exact house. Of course her name is Amanda. If I had to imagine an Amanda, she would look exactly like her. Long brown hair, light brown eyes, dark red lips on her honey milk skin. Amanda was in earlier this week. It's only a Tuesday. The things that she buys aren't always the same. She never does a full shop. She must go elsewhere for the rest of her groceries. Fifth entry. It's Friday, and Amanda came in the store to buy some eggs, some sugar, and some cocoa. It's raining outside. She did drive her car. And when she came in the doors, she was steaming and it looked like she was glowing. I greeted her by her name at the register and she smiled at me. But she looked pale today. She might be coming down with a cold. I offered to walk her back to her car with an umbrella, but she said no and she hurried outside in the rain. I don't like to think that she's being reckless with her health. It wouldn't have bothered me to walk her to her car. She should have just let me. The sixth entry. I've just got home from dropping off soup to Amanda. She didn't answer the door when I knocked. She was likely asleep. It is late. But that's okay. It's cold outside. The soup will be fine on the doorstep until the morning when she finds it. The seventh entry. I couldn't help myself. I woke up early and I waited outside her house in the morning to see her find the soup that I left for her. She wasn't aware that I was watching. I didn't want to interrupt her morning. When she found the soup, she read the letter. She stood there for a long time, looking at it, before picking it up. She didn't need to be concerned about it being out all night. It was chilly. It would have kept fine. I would have liked to have reassured her of this, but it might have been a little bit weird for me to greet her this early in the morning. No one else was around. I didn't want to scare her. I've never cared for anyone like this before. She's so beautiful in the morning. I think this might be actual true love. The eighth entry. It's been an entire week. Amanda hasn't come into the store. She only ever purchased random things here, so maybe she didn't need anything this week. I miss her. I might go see if she's home later tonight, just so I know that she's all right. The ninth entry. The last few nights after work I've been hanging out watching Amanda's house. At first I was just going to make sure that she was healthy, but it's actually amazing to be able to see her in her natural element. She has this big, strong tree out the front of her house, and from up in its branches, I'm not bothered by the wind. I can see her living room, her bedroom. When she goes to bed, I can just watch her sleep. I watched her for an entire hour before I realized how late it was. I know lovers are known to watch each other sleep. Now I understand why it's so nice. The 10th entry. She still has not come back from the store and it's bothering me. It's been 4 weeks since she last came into the store. Maybe her regular store is having big sales and she doesn't need anything extra. I hope this is the case. The 11th entry. I've found her other store. It's that giant one on Main and I can't help feeling mad over this. She's supporting the big industry that puts the little places like this out of business.
She doesn't need to.
Why would she do this to me? I made her suit when she was sick. I've been looking out for her to make sure she's okay, and here she is shopping at places like this instead of supporting our store. I'm mad. I'm so mad.
Go there. Why?
When I get the chance, I'll educate her on why the big retail stores are bad and what they do to small business. Maybe she just doesn't know any better. The 12th entry. I waited until she left her home today, and then I went in her back door. Apparently she doesn't lock it when she goes out. That will have to change when we're married. I wanted to confront her over her lack of respect for small local businesses, but I can't. I'm too mad. I need to calm down first. I can't properly articulate how to express what she's doing, why it's wrong, in a way that I think she'll actually understand. So, I've done the next best thing. I'm just gonna spoil all her food. Everything that she's purchased from them. I have expired milk, so I just put it in a spray bottle. And I'm gonna just open up all of her jars and spray some in. I wish we could have breakfast together next time. The 13th entry. She still hasn't come back in the store. My plan to spoil all of her food must not have worked, because she's still going back there. I was having breakfast with her this morning. She looked fine as always, beautiful through her window. I wish I could just have breakfast next to her instead of watching her from my car. But this is fine for now. I have to tell her that I love her soon. There's so much we need to talk about. So many things that she needs to do differently. She's ruining her life. She's ruining people around her. But it's ignorance. It's not her fault. I just haven't sorted out how these conversations will go so she can be made to understand. I don't want to come across wrongly. I don't want it to seem like I want to control her, because I don't. I just want to make her understand the points. Because she's not a bad person. She just doesn't understand that her actions hurt people. The 13th entry. She's moving house. This is terrible. I don't know where she's going. I haven't told her that I love her yet. She can't leave. We have a future together. The boxes are being stacked up and I can see that her bed has already been taken down. It's just a mattress on the floor. She's definitely leaving. This is not okay. This wasn't part of the plan. I'm not ready. I'm going to have to tell her I love her immediately so she can realize what a bad idea this is. She's not allowed to leave.
I need to get out of here.
I'm not going to work today. I have to talk to her.
He's watching me.
At this point, my brain was spinning. Everything that I had read so far. The next few pages, there was writing, but they had deep, thick scribbles all through them, and I couldn't make out the words, no matter how much I examined the pages. It started to get eligible again from the 16th entry. I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm so sorry, my love. You just didn't understand. And I tried. You just kept struggling and you wouldn't listen to me. I just wanted to make you settle down. Why wouldn't you settle down? I didn't mean for this. I didn't want this. Why did you make me do this? It didn't have to be this way. You ruined everything. If only you had just listened to, and everything would have been fine. You have broken my heart 1,000 times, my love. How am I to live without you? The 17th entry. I worked really hard for you, and it took all week. and I have made you a wonderful place at my home. You have a garden that represents your own beauty. I have made sure there are many Arabian jasmine plants in the garden since I discovered that this was the perfume that you wore. Your garden is so beautiful, my love, but it's nothing compared to your beauty. Every sunset when your flowers are in bloom, I will get this beautiful smell of your perfume, and I know you're living a new and beautiful life, nurturing these flowers. I will eat breakfast with you every morning so you don't get lonely, and I'll make sure that your garden will never wilt. I will take the very best care of you. I've ordered a plaque for the house with your name on it. I'm going to put it under the first stair's little lip, so it faces into your garden. I love you, my love. I closed the book. I read the whole damn thing and I am horrified. I ran outside and looked at the back stairs. There it was, under the lip of the top stair. A weather-stained metal plaque of pressed metal that reads the name Amanda. And then suddenly, I was all too aware of the smell of vanilla.